In this video, I'm going to give you 6 proven steps on how you can get rid of brain fog and finally start achieving your goals and make your work every single day easy and effortless. By the way, if you're new to the game, my name is Miriam and I'm a peak performance specialist helping entrepreneurs and busy professionals optimize their performance so they can achieve their goals faster with ease. If you're interested in improving yourself and working your mindset, health, and performance, then make sure that you subscribe to this channel because I provide weekly value on all of these 3 topics that are going to absolutely change your business and your life. So without further ado, let's just dive right into the video. Here are the 6 proven steps to eradicate your brain fog so you no longer have stagnation in your business and poor output. So let's begin by explaining what brain fog is in the first place and how does it even feel like. Brain fog is one of the most prominent problems entrepreneurs are dealing with these days, and inflammation is #1 cause of brain fog, right? So essentially inflammation means that your body is internally fighting things that shouldn't be there in the first place. So how do you know that you're one of those entrepreneurs who are suffering, and what does brain fog feel like? So there are certain symptoms that affect your ability to think. #1, it's hard to focus, you are confused, disorganized, unable to put thoughts into words. #2, most people feel this first thing in the morning. They wake up and they feel disoriented, tired, fatigued, and they cannot really talk to anyone. They feel like they have a cloud in their head they need to breathe through. And #3, most of the people feel like brain fog is like running through water. Your actions are slowed down, everything takes a lot of time to get done, and you feel like you need to fight resistance constantly through the water to keep going. And also another side effect and effect of brain fog is low motivation and pretty much no mood in general. So let's talk about the limbic systems and the effects of its imbalance. So the limbic system, which is on the other side of thalamus, is the part of the brain involved in emotional or behavioral responses. So the most well-known response is fight or flight reaction, which is the brain's way of handling emotions. So when you become overly stressed, fatigued, or experience hormonal changes that causes emotion to run high, the limbic system can get it in a way that a part of the brain responsible for making executive functions, right? So it essentially affects your decision making and pretty much taking action and making executive decisions. So the hypothalamus is like a control center in our brain. So when we're really worried, stressed out, or tired, the control center might not work as well. And that's why we might find it difficult to focus, talk to someone, or remember what we've just learned, or even remember the right words to say to someone. So symptoms of the limbic system issues. So if you're suffering from brain fog, these issues will often be connected with other symptoms like anxiety, stress, fatigue, depression, low motivation, gut problems, circadian rhythm issues, suppressed appetite, insomnia, procrastination, hormonal issues, attention problems, lower libido, lower blood pressure, and more to come. Let me take you back to the time where I personally suffered from brain fog because it's something that really impacted my life and my business, and I want to give you a little backstory. So when I was growing my first business, I thought I was eating normally. I was not eating junk food as much, but I thought I was eating the proper right diet. So for example, I was consuming a lot of grains, which is bread and pasta most of the time, processed oils without me even knowing it, because those processed oils, vegetable oils, are pretty much in everything and they're everywhere. I drank low calorie sodas like Cola Zero and stuff like that that are full of artificial sweeteners that are not good for your brain, and many other things, right? But then every time I sat behind my desk and I was supposed to work on something like outreach or building funnels or delivering the service for my clients, I just couldn't find the right words to write even. I couldn't think clearly. I felt like there's this cloud in my brain and I just couldn't even focus on the task at hand, right? So it was very, very difficult time. And this was happening not just for a few couple days, but for weeks, months and months, right? So working was a struggle, and yes, I was able to work. Like it was somehow manageable and possible to sit behind my desk and try to work, but there was such a poor work output that 1, I didn't move anywhere, and 2nd, the results that I delivered for my clients were just really, really bad, right? So this is what I tell my clients and our people, like, yes, you can fight through like health issues, you can try to work and not really optimize yourself for the better, right? But the cost of it is you're really not moving anywhere, or moving really, really slowly and making a lot of mistakes on the way. So that's not what entrepreneurs want, I think. That's not what I want and what I wanted back in the day. So yeah, This all resulted in poor work output. So I knew I needed to find a solution because I couldn't go this way, because I was really growing my business. My clients were not getting good results. So I had to make a change. And because of this, I pretty much researched and studied this topic for a couple of years now. And I found a proven way to heal myself. And ever since then, I never looked back, right? So it's really important to understand that this is an issue that can overtake your business and life. So you don't want to take it lightly. You actually want to find the right tools and solutions, which I hope I will provide in this video, to really battle with this, because it's not easy, right? So let's get to the actionable steps. Step number 1 that you can do to eradicate brain fog is to reduce inflammation. So take food sensitivity test and find out what your body loves in terms of food, right? Because if you don't know what your body can take and what it cannot take, then it will be very difficult for you to not only reduce inflammation, but also understand your body well, because each of us is different and there is no one size fits all when it comes to nutrition, right? So make sure that you do a gut health test. You can also take food sensitivity test to really understand what your body tolerates and what it doesn't, right? But as a rule of thumb, here are a list of foods to avoid at all times to ensure you're not inflamed, right? Bread and pasta, processed oils, which are usually found in ketchup, dressings, mayo, cookies, vegetable oils, and fruit juices. Then low-grade dairy, low-grade meat, very low-quality meat, artificial sweeteners, high fructose corn syrup, and alcohol, right? So before you take any test and you want to reduce inflammation as soon as possible, you have this list right here and avoid all of these foods as much as possible. Another cause of inflammation and ultimately brain fog is nutritional deficiencies, right? So make sure you're getting enough B12, B9, B1, B3, folate, D3, and magnesium, right? Because, for example, magnesium, your body cannot produce magnesium by itself, so you need to sometimes supplement it, right? So absorb the essential vitamins and minerals from your diet first and supplement second, right? So this is really important. Don't go out there to the shop and try to buy all of these vitamins and minerals, because what you can do is to get them from diet first and then you can supplement, right? And the way you know if you should supplement is because you're going to do, for example, a blood test. First, try to get all of those vitamins and minerals from diet. You can find them in beef liver, eggs, oysters, orange juice, grass-fed beef, carrots, potatoes, and more. So step number 2 to eradicating brain fog is to reduce or get rid of heavy metal exposure. So heavy metal exposure is something that it's very rare that you're going to experience it, but still you may find some symptoms that I'm going to list here. And if you have some of those symptoms, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have heavy metals in your body, right? But it could be a symptom, right? So anxiety, irritability, brain fog, chronic pain, dark eye circles, digestive issues, headaches, fatigue, insomnia, depression, mood swings, and impaired sleep, right? So again, it doesn't mean that you have heavy metals, right? It could be symptoms of many, right? But it's something to be aware of. So how can you get heavy metals to your body in the first place? So there are 3 common ways that we know of. Number 1 is drinking unfiltered water, which is really bad for you because of the chlorine and bacteria that are in the water. Number 2, eating fish, mostly tuna. And here is something that might help you out when you're trying to pick a fish and what fish you should eat. The bigger the fish, the higher the chance of mercury. That's something to note. So the best fish you can eat, for example, is salmon, and you can reduce the intake of tuna, for example, right? And for you sushi lovers, I'm a sushi lover myself, it's okay to eat sushi, but make sure you don't make it a habit to eat sushi every single day or every week, right? You can have sushi, but in moderation, because you don't want to get those heavy metals. I used to have a lot of mercury in my body because I was eating sushi a lot, as well as a lot of tuna. And yeah, it was not good. And it's a very big symptom of having brain fog because my head was in cloud all the time. So something to note of. And third, smoking vapes, right? So heavy metals come from the burning particles that you smoke and inhale, essentially. So that's something that I recommend you to stop in general, because it's not healthy no matter what. So now the question is how to get rid of these heavy metals in your body. Detox. Start sweating in sauna 4 to 5 times a week. Have a consistent bowel movement. Remove all possible sources of heavy metals. Start properly supporting your liver with shilajit, magnesium, bicarbonate, fructose, which comes from fresh fruit, all amino acids like protein and collagen and gelatin, and a daily carrot salad. Carrots are really good for you, so you can have them in your detox process. And the most important thing to remember here is you don't try to flush all the toxins out of your body, okay? What you want to do is you just want to support your liver, right? And that's all you gotta do when it comes to this detox. Don't try to force yourself, flush all of these toxins out. So step number 3 is sun exposure and fresh air. So one of the easiest and fastest things you can do to relieve brain fog is to get outside and get some sun exposure. So sun is able to suppress inflammation and prevent autoimmune disease. So if you think that you can take vitamin D and think that it will compensate for getting daily sunlight, then it's not true, right? Most benefits of sun don't involve vitamin D. So instead, like, you can always take vitamin D. I take vitamin D, and I always recommend everyone take vitamin D. It's a very important vitamin to take, but you still want to get outside and get at least 30 to 60 minutes of sun every single day, right? Even on a cloudy day, just get outside, go for a walk, and just try to get that sunlight as much as possible. Number 4, this is huge. Get enough sleep. Sleep is really important. And according to statistics, 1 in 3 adults are not sleeping enough. In general, lack of sleep and poor sleep quality are key causes of brain fog. It's easy to underestimate it and say like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna sleep 1 to 3 hours less. I'm just gonna do 1 to 3 hours of extra work. But the consequences of doing all of these things, like postponing your bedtime or not sleeping, right? So when we're talking about sleep, we're also including your circadian rhythm, which is deeply connected with inflammation, and both can cause the other to go out of balance. So circadian rhythm disruptions that you should be aware of. So lack of bright light during the day and a lot of bright light in the night, right? Disrupted sleeping patterns, eating food during the night, eating food outside of eating window, not having any consistent eating window in general, and chronic inflammation. Like, this is a topic for another video, which I'm probably going to make, so stay tuned for that. But this is really important because circadian rhythm plays a huge role in our lives. So if you're doing all of these things that I just listed, then your circadian rhythm is probably out of balance, and it causes you poor sleep, and poor sleep causes you brain fog. So it's something to keep in mind, right? So if you're experiencing brain fog, you may have felt tired at night, but also fatigued during the day, right? Especially right after you woke up. Your cortisol levels are probably low in the AM hours, or there pretty much no cortisol spike in general. You're maybe feeling hot in the night, and you disrupt your sleep to pee multiple times even per night, right? To fix this situation, it's important to take care of your circadian rhythm first. So take a chronotype test. Link is going to be in the description of this video. You can find out which of these 4 chronotypes you are, and based on the results, you can restart your circadian rhythm, right? And to get a proper high quality sleep, you can check out also the video I made a while back on how you can optimize your sleep, which is also in the description. So make sure you check it out. Number 5, exercise. So too much or too little exercise can contribute to oxidative stress and inflammation. So make sure that you prioritize movement of any kind or exercise every single day. Look, and it doesn't have to be 3 hours in the gym or 3 hours doing some heavy exercise. It can be as little as 30 minutes going for a walk or a jog or doing yoga, for example. You can do all of these things, but in moderation, right? You don't go crazy on like in a gym or weightlifting and trying to lift heavy weights every single day. Like you can do that, but you need to know what you're doing, right? So you don't add extra stress to your body, which will cause inflammation and essentially, brain fog. So you want to be aware of that. So moderate exercise brings down inflammation and oxidative stress, which helps you cure brain fog, right? So you can also do interval training, which is shown to be very, very beneficial. Step number 6, stimulate the vagus nerve. So the vagus nerve, known as the vagal nerves, are the main nerves of your parasympathetic nervous system. This system controls specific body functions such as your digestion, your heart rate, and your immune system. So these functions are involuntarily, meaning you cannot consciously control them and affect them, right? So individuals that struggle with brain fog and fatigue, they have lower vagal tone or vagus nerve activation. So vagus nerve stimulation increases brain antioxidants and reduces brain fog. So here are some things that you can do to stimulate the vagus nerve to actually cure brain fog and eradicate it for good, right? So you can do meditation, cold exposure, laughter, you can laugh more, exercise, deep and slow breathing, yoga and prioritize relaxation. We can also include a massage and a spa of any kind, right? So make sure that you incorporate at least a couple of these to stimulate the vagus nerve. We are at the end of the video, so just a quick recap. So to cure brain fog and start eradicating the poor work output and stagnation is to improve all of these 6 areas. Reduce inflammation, reduce or get rid of heavy metals in your diet and everywhere that you possibly can. Get sunlight and fresh air, get enough sleep and restart your circadian rhythm, exercise and stimulate your vagus nerve. So that's everything for this video. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe for more content on peak performance, health and mindset that is going to take your business to the next level. And if you'd like to connect on Instagram with me personally, the link is in the description. And yeah, see you in the next one.